Welcome back, everybody. DavidXRPLion. It is Wednesday, August 19th, and I've put together a short little video on what's going on with Fort Knox. And I posted the question today. I said, I'd like to hear from you with regards to what you think Scott Bessent's announcement about the gold being back, or I should say, the gold being in Fort Knox, present and accounted for, is all about. I don't know why I called him Steve. His name's Scott. Excuse me for that. And I posted Steve, Scott. He's our U.S. Treasurer Secretary. I put this slide up. The current price for gold is roughly just under $4,490 an ounce. I haven't checked it today. And now they are saying that Fort Knox is holding 147.3 million fine troy ounces, about half of the Treasury's stored gold. Well, if their total gold reserve is 261.5 million, that's more than 50%, right? It's close, but I'm a numbers guy. And they value it on the balance sheet for the U.S. Treasury, for the government, at $42.22 per ounce, which comes to a little bit over $11 billion. And he's saying it's $1 trillion, over $1 trillion bucks. So that's good in itself, right? Fort Knox, located in Kentucky. It's the U.S. Bullion Depository. It's one of the most secure facilities in the world. Why? Because the cadet school is right across the street. West Point. And gold is held as an asset of the United States. Now, we know under the new QFS NOSARA Divine Economic 100% gold asset-backed currency standard, we talked about that before, QFS NOSARA, our currency is backed by real physical gold. Now, I'm going to separate this gold right here, okay? I'm going to tell you why. And I've already done a video on this before, and it looks like everybody forgot about it. That's okay. That's why I did it, because I knew people had forgotten about it. But what is so unique about having gold in Fort Knox? See, the Federal Reserve is gone. It's dead. When I say gone, I mean it's no longer a agency. It can't print money. It can't really do anything with interest rates. It was put in under the Treasury Department, U.S. Treasury Department, in May of 2020 by our Commander-in-Chief Donald Trump with the Global Military Alliance. But why is it so important right now? Here's what I want to show you. This just covers all of the copyright, so don't copy it, because you're going to get in trouble. Just honor the fact that I spend so much time putting all this together, and it doesn't belong to anybody else, so you don't have a free right to use it. Enough said. Remember when we covered silver certificates? This is what I want to bring back to your attention. Under the 1872-1873 Coinage Act, silver and gold was how we arrived at $1. Well, the silver certificate, that's what it says right here, silver certificate. You won't find anywhere on this where it mentions the Federal Reserve. Okay? It only mentions the Treasury. Here's the Treasury logo. $1 in a silver certificate is worth $1 in silver, payable to the bearer on demand. Okay, all of these were yanked out of circulation, and only what people held was outstanding, as I mentioned before, with the EBS and the exchange of currencies, because there is now verifiable physical gold in Fort Knox. That means the gold certificates are valid one more time. So they're no longer just a novelty item. And this is where you guys can be ahead of everybody else. And again, this is not investment advice. This is for educational purposes only. If you are considering buying or selling, please contact a professional who can give you more information. I'm just here to tell you what I'm aware of with regards to the monetary value for both the silver and the gold certificate, because the U.S. Treasury Department now has a piggy bank called Fort Knox, and it's loaded with gold to the tune of over $1 trillion. So at the Redemption Center, these are now exchangeable for U.S. Treasury dollars into your Quantum Access account onto QFS. So what's the current price of silver right now? $65, 66. How much silver was in a $1 certificate? And we have to use the $1 silver coin from the Coin Act. This is how much troy ounce of silver is in there. This many grains. Here's the value, current fair market value. So here's its price right now with this current fair market value. So that says that any silver certificate, no matter what the date here, I think they started in 1934. I have a 1934C. It's in pretty bad condition, but I've held it for all these years, just enjoying having it. Well, now I'm going to turn around and take it with me. So make sure that you add this to your list. Make sure this goes onto a summary page, and you make them aware of it when you make your 800 call, so it doesn't get lost, okay? So silver certificates are $1, $5, and $10. So here's the approximate value for $1 certificates, a $5 certificate, and a $10 certificate. If your dad or grandfather or anybody else just kind of hoarded these things away in a cigar box for posterity, because they were just novelty items at the time, because they took them out of circulation. But the Treasury Department has a lot. I don't know what the circulation was, but just keep that in mind. Okay. And here's the gold certificate. So here's the current price of gold. It used this value right here. I'm sorry. This is the approximate value today based upon the percentage. Okay. Let me back up. Let me just cancel that. Let me start again. The approximate gold equivalent today is $2,170 for a $10 note. Okay. Right here. This was a $20 note. That's what caught me off guard. So a $20 note certificate is $4,300. 50, hundreds, 500s, and 1,000. Wow. That's pretty incredible considering, right? And again, Treasury Department, $10 in gold payable to the bearer on demand. Well, you're going to be the bearer at the redemption center. So you can turn these things in. Unless you want to keep it for posterity. But I wouldn't go out and, start hoarding these things. There are better options. But just to let you know, in case you had them stashed away in your keepsake box as a kid, and they're still there. We all grabbed and gravitated towards things that we knew we may not ever cash in, but they were just cool to have, right? So I just wanted you to be aware of this. And there's only 1 year for the gold certificate. That's 1928. That's pretty interesting. But they purposefully took them out of circulation because they owed that ratio. This is how many troy ounces of gold are in a $1 certificate. There's no $1 certificate, but we just used $1 coin, which is the equivalent, okay? So I took a look, and you won't, these values right here that I put in were extremely low. And I don't know if that's because they went up since the last time I talked about them. But think about what the government's going to do. They're sitting on these, and they're worth almost $250,000. Wow. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Is there anything else? No, I think that's it for this video right here. God bless. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.